time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Yo, too, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal.
Floyd Mayweather has stirred controversy once again, this time by issuing a bold warning to his former protege, Gervonta Tank Davis. In a surprising move, Mayweather publicly urged Davis to reconsider and possibly withdraw from his upcoming rematch with Lamont Roach. Known for his strategic insight both inside and outside the ring, Mayweather's statement has fueled speculation throughout the boxing world. With tensions rising, fans and analysts are left questioning what Mayweather knows that the public doesn't, suggesting there may be more to this rematch than meets the eye.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any.
Despite the warning, Gervonta Davis has officially returned to training camp ahead of his much-anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr., scheduled for August 16th in Las Vegas. The fight follows their controversial draw earlier this year, about marred by a disputed non-knockdown in the 9th round. Determined to leave no doubts this time, Davis is intensifying his training, emphasizing both physical conditioning and strategic precision. Their first encounter was riddled with controversy, particularly in the 9th round. After taking a jab from Roach, Davis dropped to a knee, claiming hair product had gotten into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis began a count but then paused to allow Davis to return to his corner, an action that violates rules during an active round. Many believe this should have been ruled a knockdown, which could have changed the outcome. Despite a review by the New York State Athletic Commission, the original decision stood.
I don't know what the just happened. You're a referee, you're biggest. You should have seen what the going on. Why I would have, if I'm in the corner, I'm erratic in between rounds. What was your feeling in between rounds when you seen that?
We was going off. Actually, my assistant coach, Ben Johnson, he was going off on him. Like, hey, Steve, the f is wrong with you? He was cursing him out and everything. It's like, that was a damn. Yeah, he just stood off and waved us off, and he was like. Yeah,
because for me, one person would have been having to deal with Lamont, and the other would have been the whole 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's how it was. I was dealing with him, and my man Ben was dealing with the rough.
Right.
During that first fight, Lamont Roach impressed fans and critics alike. He demonstrated resilience, solid defense, and sharp counterpunching, standing toe-to-toe with Davis and showing he's far from a pushover. His performance marked him as a serious contender in the division.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter, because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it. and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight right. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout.
Roach's foresight paid off. He included a rematch clause in their initial contract, guaranteeing another shot if the fight ended in a loss or draw. This strategic move underscored both his confidence and his savvy business sense, ensuring he would get another opportunity to prove himself.
I happen to be a boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will you take it?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Davis, eager to avenge the draw and restore his image, is all in on the rematch. He views this bout as a chance to reaffirm his dominance, correct past mistakes, and solidify his reputation as one of the world's top lightweights.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known, but the fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on the decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not, won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else, and that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at that like, I don't want to break my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims on all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this hand grease or oil, and no one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments, should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, when she spoke up? Let me know.
Mayweather's caution, however, isn't without merit. He's concerned about the risk to Davis's undefeated record and his legacy. Drawing from his own experience managing high-stakes matchups, Mayweather believes Davis should carefully weigh the risks of facing Roach again under current circumstances.
Credit here because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need to push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents and whatever, and you're talking about Lamont Roach.
We're not going to go pick a quote.
But okay,
find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So, picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, oh, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and it's his record, leading up to him getting to the title shot. Or getting his title win. It's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles, and it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm on a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. So, Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times. Yes.
How dare he? How
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, also weighed in, expressing surprise at how the first fight played out. Though he doesn't believe the result was a robbery, he acknowledged that Roach's performance impacted Davis's image. Fighters who once feared Davis might now view him as vulnerable, a dangerous shift in perception.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay. All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
Still, some boxing experts argue that Davis's renewed focus and revamped training camp could be the key to a decisive victory. Analysts believe his commitment to conditioning, discipline, and tactical adjustments will give him a clear edge. With his explosive power and high ring IQ, many expect Davis to not only win but re-establish his dominance in the lightweight division.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, the rematch is on. Lamont Roach fought a perfect fight. Gervonta didn't look so great. In the rematch, Gervonta can do a lot more better. Roach can't. Gervonta may win this one.
Renowned trainer Teddy Atlas praised Davis's natural gifts, athleticism, lightning-fast reflexes, and high boxing IQ. Atlas emphasized that Davis's timing, countering ability, and ring awareness make him one of the sport's most efficient and dangerous fighters. However, he also believes Davis may have underestimated Roach in their first fight, which could explain the underwhelming performance.
The way that he boxes, he's versatile. You know, he can do a lot of things. He can go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this. But Roach can go get you, but he can box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ. He's fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done, angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love. And I wouldn't be shocked if Roach said, oh no, I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know that that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, Bud, it's one thing that really makes the day. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. He's just a full package. He's really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counterpunch.
That wake-up call appears to have shifted Davis's entire approach. This time, he's treating Roach as a serious threat, bringing newfound intensity and discipline to camp. Meanwhile, Roach isn't resting on his past performance either. Aware that Davis will be better prepared, Roach is training with the mindset that this is an entirely new challenge, not a continuation of the first fight.
Rematches that you fought.
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying, I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Despite Davis's preparation, some critics argue that he should avoid the rematch altogether. They believe Roach has already figured out how to neutralize Davis's strengths, especially his power, and expose his defensive vulnerabilities. With Davis's undefeated record on the line, stepping back into the ring could be a gamble with serious career implications. To help refine his game, Davis has brought in respected trainer Kenny Ellis, known for his disciplined approach and sharp technical eye. Under Ellis's guidance, Davis is improving his movement, tightening his defense, and throwing more precise, calculated combinations. Ellis isn't just correcting past mistakes, he's working to evolve Davis into a more complete and adaptable fighter.
The interview circuit, right, kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing Lamont Roach to try to initiate something with slower hands, score his points, and get out. And he said the reason that he believes that
for Davis, this fight is deeply personal. The draw from their first encounter still stings, and he's using that disappointment as motivation. Every training session is treated as do or die. This isn't just another fight, it's his chance to reclaim control of his narrative and remind the world he's still a dominant force.
As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at that like, I don't want to break my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims. All these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. Who cares? Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
So the question remains, should Gervonta Davis go through with the rematch against Lamont Roach? Or is he risking everything, including his unbeaten record and reputation, against an opponent who may already have his number?